Mel, why is the United States failing in its efforts to bring peace in the Middle East?
Well, basically because the United States and the Soviet Union are supporting different sides. We support the Israelis, basically, and the Soviet Union supports the Arabs and Palestinians. And as long as both sides supply weapons to both sides, it becomes a stupid situation where you say to two boys in the street, don't fight, but here's a club for each of you to fight with. And it's just that plain and simple, Jim. We're at a point now where we must say to the Israelis, and the Soviet Union must say to the Arabs, we want you to sit at a conference table and work this thing out. The Security Council cannot, the United Nations cannot be blamed for this failure of resolving the problem in the Middle East, because the resolution of November 22nd, 1967 is clear and simple. It calls for the Israelis pulling back to where they were before June the 5th, and I think this would basically solve it with 25% of the people of the world not represented. You just can't do it. No matter what their philosophy might be, I think there's a chance of changing their philosophy if you get them around the conference table.
Now, you know,
we've changed our posture toward Red China in the last 2 years.
In other words, you feel we can soothe the wounds as opposed to opening wounds by admitting them.
Absolutely.
Do you feel the United Nations as a peacekeeper is doomed?
Oh, no, under no circumstances. It's the only hope we have. It's the last hope for mankind.
Will Communist China ever be admitted?
Yes, I say within my gauge, Jim, is the next 5 years. That they
will it be a
membership.
good thing?
Yeah, I think it'll be a marvelous thing.
A group of about 55 geologists from all over the world is taking part in this, the first Inter-American Micropaleontological Colloquium. These scientists will travel for an 11-day period throughout the Texas area between Dallas and Del Rio, searching for fossil deposits which are said to be easily accessible in this area. Traveling with the group as representative of co-sponsor, the University of Texas at Dallas, is Dr. Dan Powell. Dr. Powell, what brought this group of geologists together?
This is an idea that occurred to us at a national meeting in St. Louis in 1966, and we decided that we would pattern such a trip in this classic Cretaceous period rock exposures in East Texas after some successful European colloquia of similar nature. this area has exposures of rocks of late Cretaceous age, about 70 to 100 million years ago. They will take them back to their laboratories and process them through washing techniques and remove all the microscopic fossils, which are what we're primarily interested in. And then they will proceed to compare these with the faunas, with the microfossils in the same age rocks in their area. And we will, result of this in a few years, we hope, will be further study in other areas of significance like this, and also a time or age correlation between North America and Europe.
Mr. Bill, what do you believe is the reason for your dismissal?
I don't know, unless it's just spite. Only last week she told me how important I was to the job and how important the job was, and since her appointment is only for the interim of the present term, I feel that it's just spite. I have no other explanation than that. Certainly my work was acceptable. It's been that way for 8 years. Oh, I actually feel relieved. I've been treated very badly in the last week. I have every right in the world to run for the office. I'm qualified, and I came out first for it, and I hold no ill will against Mrs. Johnson. I think she's not well. She's being prompted on all this by a handful of her close co-workers there in the office. I felt this for some time, and they've been jealous of me for some reason. I don't know. Now, when I say a handful, I'm talking about top 2 or 3 in the office. And I feel sorry for her, and I feel sorry for them. I feel relieved, actually. I've got a lot of friends at the courthouse. I'll be back in 30 days, as soon as I have my vacation. I'll be back. I've got too many friends.